Hi, my name is Marilyn Sullivan, and this is my website, msullivan.com. And I am considered the expert in equity sharing. I've written 2 books on the subject, and you'll find those on my products page. I have traveled the country talking about equity sharing, which is also known as shared ownership, which is also known as co-ownership. I have been on Good Morning America. I have conducted many interviews on the radio. I've been at big bookstore signings. Have been interviewed by the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal. And so I am the expert on equity sharing. And I'm a lawyer. I'm also a real estate broker. I'm not bragging. I just want to let you know about the work I've done on equity sharing over the past 25 years. And I am a help people to do things for themselves person. And that's what I have always been when it comes to law. And so my website is about helping you to understand what shared ownership is and to be able to put it together and understand what it is and what its benefits are, and then to be able to actually put it together on your own. So my website is chock full of information, and this is the main page. Let's go to shared ownership. And here there are many different categories. This is the main page for shared ownership and just basically presents a summary of what it is. How it works is a presentation of what shared ownership is, which is basically one property owned by more than one person. And we set it up for maximum profit because you've selected a property that you feel will appreciate over the term of the agreement, which is often 5 years, can be 7, can be 10, etc. And you've set it up according to the Internal Revenue Code laws, which allow mixed use ownership of a property. So in the traditional transaction, this first of 3 models, the occupier, someone who wants to buy the property, doesn't have the down payment, comes together with an investor who does have the down payment. And the occupier lives in the property, pays for all of its expenses, and claims the property as their principal residence. Whereas the investor does nothing and sits back and waits for the property to appreciate and claims the property as their investment property. So that's a different set of deductions, and that became available to people in 1981. And since then, I've been championing equity sharing, shared ownership, so that people understand it and can gain these wonderful benefits. So here on this page, which is how to do it, how it works, we have the traditional model, which I just went through, the co-ownership model, which is more than one person buying the property and occupying the property. And it can be a vacation model. It can be 2 people who are in a relationship. And then the joint venture model is people coming together to buy a property that is an investment and hold it as an investment. Rent it out, improve it, maybe even just hold it for a short period of time and then sell it after improving it. So that's how it works. Then you can go to the sample transaction page, and this basically sets forth the different components of the equity share and how the financial aspect works out. Um, so you just, I mean, here you have the occupier puts in 15,000, purchase price is 500,000. This is a California property. But remember, this can be done in any state in the United States. The investor puts in 85,000. The loan is 400,000. I put a high interest rate here just to show you the worst case scenario. And here is what happens. The tax deductions to the occupier over 5 years. This is a five-year term. They paid loan interest on 130,000, property taxes of 27,500. So they've got tax deductions. Can you imagine, this person was a renter before for the 5 years before, and now they've got a tax deduction of $157,000 and own this home. And for the investor, they have an annual depreciation deduction of $13,000 plus dollars, and total deductions of $34,090. So we're projecting appreciation in this scenario of 5.25%, which is more along the lines of California real estate. So this takes you through all of a typical transaction, which is the traditional equity share. Do it yourself. I have prepared products that are very inexpensive, that will allow you to do this yourself if you have the confidence to do so. So the products are on my website at products, which we'll get to right now. Here's the equity share coach that tells you how to put together your transaction. The calculator, which is just indispensable. It calculates ownership percentages to show you which percentage ownership in the property each co-owner should own based on their investment in the property, and tax deductions, buyout amounts. Speaking about buyout, what happens is at the end of your transaction, whatever it was, 5 years, 10 years, usually the occupier, if it's the traditional transaction, is given the opportunity to buy out the investor first, since the occupier might want to stay living in the property. And then the investor is given an opportunity to buy out the occupier if the occupier did not buy them out. And if nobody buys each other out, the property is sold. So other documents are the equity sharing agreement in Word. It's a 20-page document. And the Internal Revenue Code section, which authorizes this, which is Code Section 280A, refers to a shared equity financing agreement. And this document is a shared equity financing agreement. And the IRS says you have to have one of these documents if you're going to claim the mixed tax use of a property. So these are the products for you to do it yourself. And back to shared ownership, I just want to show you we also can do it for you, and my fees are set forth on this page. Articles are articles in the New York Times, etc., that have interviewed me, and so I'm hopeful that you'll use this resource to really understand shared ownership and put something together for yourself to own real estate in the way that works for you. So that's it for now. I wish you the best. Take a look at the website. Which is mtccoach.com. sullivan.com, and enjoy your real estate.